EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. Frank, we've called golf all around the world, but never at a golf course quite like this.
Rich, we've picked a perfect day. It's usually here about 64 people running around, battling it out for domination.
It's 180 yards now to the flagstick. Frank, no leisurely stroll from the clubhouse to the first tee. Like most golf courses, here we go from an aircraft carrier on the first tee.
Yeah, it's a scary little sight trying to take off there on that opening tee shot. Green situated on a little island. 186 yards, though. That's what we've been radioed in, the yardage today.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Now to the second hole, Frank, and just a look here. This green is clearly very heavily guarded.
Yeah, you notice that guard shack on the right there. Well, you better keep your head down because we're not sure whether or not that guard shack is actually empty.
Be a dangerous shot here at the second.
And left, trees, a little bit of sand. There is the bridge as well.
This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Wow, I thought he made that.
Darn it.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Did the job right there. Thought he made that. Good try.
So, this is an interesting tee shot as that destroyer continues to burn.
Amazing that play still continues. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. -1 in the early going. Frank surveying this hole. It appears as though your normal laser or rangefinder won't be good enough.
Well, we could always radio in the yardage there, but the radio tower, personally, I prefer sonar.
Nice
Just a beautiful approach shot. This from 7 feet. Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Frank, you and I have called golf from around the world. Places like, well, the hot air balloon in the Grand Canyon comes to mind. This has been a rather unusual spot as well.
It is. I thought we'd be safe up here in the observation tower, Rich, but I don't know, with that boat coming in, or should I say the destroyer, I don't exactly feel safe right now. But we'll batten down the hatches as we watch the tee shot at the 5th.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
Now, it's at sneaky distance.
Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Up to the 6th tee, Frank, and we're back against that destroyer. You need to take it over that small island.
Yeah, this is a little village, too. And remember the double greens at St. Andrews? Well, this is a split double green. It's shared in amongst the village. Green on the right, very, very small. So this a very lengthy par 3. It's going to be a case of really ready aim driver for some.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. 2 under on the day. Now on to the 7th, and Frank, you don't want to get stuck down in those trenches or down on the beach to the left.
Yeah, this hole not overly long, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and really sand traps, even perhaps a minefield. You'd rather, if you're going to miss, be in the former.
That is a beauty, a real beauty.
Second shot.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Nice pin at 2 under. Partner, look at that. Left here at the 8th hole. You and I could shoot a little hoop. You want to play a little donkey?
Yeah, it's very observant of you, Rich. Also, the barracks just up ahead that protect the left side of this green. So there's a lot of visual intimidation on this par 3. Follow the sandy trail, and there's green at the end.
That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Frank finishing up now the front side in what so far has been a pretty heroic mission.
There is a green down this end there, but you miss it on the right. There's the trenches, and of course, even further right is that seawall that provides a fortress for the beach on that right side. But the green, fortunately, inland and away from the trouble.
Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
Well, he was so precise coming in, and the measurement is 9 feet away. Can't birdie them all, Rich.
And getting ready for the putt. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot, he is about 12 feet away. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. The 11th hole is a short one here at Paracel Storm. Frank, a pretty good-looking little hole.
125, one of the shortest on the golf course. You tee off just out there by the coast and then hit it over the seawall. So really it shouldn't be that much of a problem for the players playing here. If you're worrying about the wind, there's 2 weather vanes down there, so it's easy to look up and get a accurate indication of which way it's blowing today.
Oh man,
just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to stay steady, make a par. Wow,
I can't make a putt for the sake of my
it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Now at -2 for the day. Up to the 12th, making a trip across to an island green, Frank.
It looks more like a shipwreck island, and that's an evil place to put the green on that side. Very well defended by that rock wall as well as the water, and of course anything short, those big rocks that protect this green. This is probably the most heavily guarded par 3 on the golf course.
Make bogey or worse here, they might strand you out there. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there. Make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off
there
the green.
We go.
Perfect. And in the hole. What a shot. Frank, this looks like a green where if things didn't go well, you might find yourself just walking around in a bit of a haze, maybe talking to an old volleyball that washed ashore.
It's almost like a booby trap, Rich. It looks way too easy after some of the other holes we've seen. I've got this sort of sneaking suspicion there's something out there. It just looks like a green just perched up there. with very little trouble around. That's got me thinking there might just be something out there.
Frank, in any war zone, the element of surprise is always so critical, and we see that here at the 15th.
Yeah, this green is fortified by the jungle that surrounds it, and just a little feature that you often don't see on a golf course. It's not a bunker in the middle of that green, just a mini forest.
Just a little short shot here. Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I got what it takes right here.
Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich, I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. So they'll tap in.
Well,
Too bad he ran smack into a brick wall after all those birdies. He makes the double bogey. 16th hole here at Paracel Storm, and Frank, as we begin this closing stretch, it strikes me, this is tough guy golf out here, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. You want to earn your stripes by playing this golf course. This is the place to be. In the spirit of conservation, we have some solar panels to boost up the finish, and the hole not overly long. Let's see what the lieutenant can do this time.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Needs this for par. Holding steady now at 2 under par.
There we go.
Now to the 17th hole, and as we come to the end of this round, you salute the players because they're out there carrying not only their golf clubs, but the med kits and the meal packs, because this is no ordinary golf course. You have to be on alert, high guard all the time. Terrific golf shot. And now that
birdie,
for an
please.
easy birdie. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does.
There we go.
Nails it. That is now 6 birdies on the card. Frank, the job is almost complete here at the 18th hole, and a good job at that, as we have seen some spectacular golf here at Paracel Storm in the South China Sea.
Just one more battle ahead. The difficult 18th. Should they succeed, then I think they're worthy of a salute.
Here's to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That will be a great look at birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, you have to like that.
Go.
4 under. Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome. Rich Thorder alongside my friend and colleague, New Zealand's own Frank Nobilo. And we're here in the South Pacific Ocean at a pirate's scavenger yard turned golf course. It's known as Treasure Island. Frank, out to score a treasure here today. What can you tell us about this amazing course?
Well, Rich, on the subject of scavengers, that's what you got to be on a golf course. You want the lowest possible score you can. You want to be an absolute miser when it comes to making bogeys. Few and far between. Golf course is certainly challenging. More than one way to often play some of the holes out here at Treasure Island. Look at the coastline, Buccaneers Bay, the volcano in the distance, and of course, pirates. Pirates, all to be seen.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
There we go.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
And so just getting started, even par so far. Frank, I've seen some par threes around the world. This is one of the best I have ever seen.
It's certainly a sharp-edged par three going across that ravine, well protected by a couple of bunkers short of this green, and it's very well fortified, and certainly not one to send it over that right bow, because you'll find those two ponds down.
Need a good blast off the tee. Birdie try up next. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just 5 feet left. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Frank, this is an amazing tee ball that the player is asked to hit. You need to be down that left side. That's obvious, but you don't want to go too far left. That is also obvious.
Yeah, too far left and you'll be more than shipwrecked. This is the first par 5 at Treasure Island. A good one down that left side, obviously between the water and mountain range, and you just might be able to get home in two.
Can't tell, Frank. Do you think there's a way to go down that right side?
There is a secret passage. I can't tell you.
Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
You'd like that one again.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one.
This is a hard
Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
Whoa.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best slide, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Are you kidding me?
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Wow,
I put it in.
Doesn't even need the putter. Well, this hole, Frank, is quite a design. Not a long hole, but there's trouble.
There certainly is, but I would say this is a birdie hole for most. Short par 4. Good tee shot's just going to leave you a little pitch in there. A lot of little features along the way, but really just keep it between the skull on the right and the mountain on the left.
See, but that could be distracting with the skull rock formation on the right.
Well, just don't skull your tee shot.
Now ready for the explosion shot.
Should be safely on deck.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Shot.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Collects another birdie with that stroke and goes to 2 under. 6th hole now at Treasure Island, Frank. This is a severe downhill par 4.
A series of tee boxes here to play, but you're right, Rich. Just sort of tee it up there, let that ball float a little further because of the downhill. Tee shot wants to be left of that huge needle rock to the player's right. And from there, once again, you're not going to have a long second shot to a green that is very, very kind.
You are going to have some really good views from up here. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Starting to feel it now. 2 straight birdies and 3 under for the round. Well, Frank, this is some hole. This is a par 5, the 7th. Snakes its way all across the island.
You think in a direct route you could be able to reach this par 5 and 2, but the rock down the distance nearly makes that second shot impossible to try and carry over that. Plus the fact it's a lot of uneven lies down here on this fairway. Step sort of drops down and level as it goes down the left side, and chances are you won't get a flat lie for that second shot. So play this as a 3-shotter.
Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach. And now a really good look at birdie. Frank, here's a chance for another birdie.
Oh, it's quite a run. Let's see if he can just make this one.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Nice par to remain 3 under. Now we are at the long par 3 8th, and this is just a spectacular looking hole, and it's kind of fun too because in this case X does mark the spot.
It does, and that's where you got to try and go. Nifty little par 3. No gold, no silver, just birdies to be had here.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Second shot.
Pretty good shot right there. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Well, partner, this is a straightforward hole. Had some trouble on the left and a mermaid on the right.
Oh, mermaid's good luck. We're going to need some good luck here. Keep a little left of the mermaid down that left side. And you see the 2 masts in the distance? Yeah, that's a pirate ship. So the left mast, left side of the green, right mast, right side of the green.
See any pirate ship. I can't take my eyes off the mermaid. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Oh,
not terrible, but
this
not his best.
Messed me up.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that.
Really. This is an awkward length.
You can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss. And a drop shot here at the 9th. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Finally.
Now at -2 for the day. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobile, guy we affectionately call him.
Do anything about
for EA Sports. We're back at Treasure Island as we get set to kick off the action here on the back 9. Really tough finishing stretch of holes. We head into Buccaneers Bay and the ultimate conclusion of the course at the 18th volcano, Frank.
You certainly might need a good map for this second 9, Rich. It's a stout par 4, first of all, that you're going to see in front of you, and you better know exactly where you're going, and the distance, too. Straight off the pirate ship, down that left side, and you should find a nice little piece of green grass. Stay away from the water.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Has it, and he's 2 under par. Frank, you and I have done commentary in golf all over the world. Have you ever seen a par 5 anything like this one?
No, I haven't, Rich, and I don't think I ever will again either. Treasure Island is only one of them, that's for sure, and there's only one hole like the 11th there. 5 different fairways to choose from.
5?
5, and it depends on your level of ability and how bold you are. Another little bit of fairway up there, well, if you can't reach this par 5 and 2. But if you're really, really game, you go down the thinnest, longest right side. And you can and will reach the par 5 and 2.
So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy.
Good shot. Well, what I'm playing is golf.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. 12th hole, Frank, and just explain to me, where in the world do you go here?
Well, there's choice of 5, really. The last 2, I doubt anybody, unless they really power up, can find one of those 2 landing areas. Really the first 3. But those first 3 provide a lengthy second shot into what has to be one of the most difficult par 4s on the second 9.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. I wouldn't call that a hosel rocket, Frank, but it wasn't very good.
This is a fly ball, I guess you would say, if it was baseball.
Darn it.
Solid par.
The place is called Treasure Island.
Frank, the par 5 13th here at Treasure Island. I have to say, this makes the par 5 18th famous hole at Pebble Beach look like a walk in the park.
It certainly does. All the choices here, though, Rich, at the 13th, and, well, 13 is unlucky for some. The fairway for most is always down the right, but then if you hit your tee shot, then where do you go next? You go down the left on that little sliver of land. You go further down there in the nice big patch of green grass that leaves you an easy third shot. Perhaps, maybe even try for 2 at this par 5 that measures close to 600 yards.
Well, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
I think it just glitched.
Frank, that looked good to me.
Dang it.
Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Frank, you could say the back 9 starts to heat up right about this point in the round.
You could say there's a lot to lava about this one.
This is just at the base of Devil's Cauldron, the volcano, to the right of the player, teeing off here at the 14th.
Yeah, just keep it there as close as you can to the hill or the side of the volcano, and then you just see the green sneak in behind there. Good tee shot and a long tee shot, and then the hole's not too difficult. Hit it short, maybe a little crooked, you're going to find some trouble.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Could use this one. This is for par. 3 under on the day.
I'm just trying to avoid getting bogey.
Frank, this is where you begin to see almost this ingenious, evil nature of this design by the Pirates here at Treasure Island. It gets punishing to the finish.
It certainly does, Rich. This is also where we start our ascent to the summit of Devil's Cauldron, with just a little tempting par 3. Just goes across, has to be flighted well across the ravine, but it's got to be up.
Are you kidding me?
That one is gone. OB. This will be the third shot after being penalized for going out of bounds.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
that
It
in
tipped
the
it in for
hole.
par.
Tremendous shot. Partner, what do we have here at the par 416?
They call it Devil's Elbow, and I guess that's because it looks like an elbow and it goes to the right. But there's no funny bone. Look, it's been taken away, so there's no laugh if you go left or find that ravine. Difficult par 4, really, because you have to be precise there, and that green cut quite away into the side of that, well, Rich, it's a volcano, and it's starting to heat up.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. This is position A, right in the fairway, and 180 yards to go. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
And I didn't avoid bogey.
So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, this is kind of like walking the plank here at the 17th hole. Zero margin for error.
Yeah, the hole bends to the left a little bit like a boomerang. But just to find the fairway takes something with nerve, precision, and a lot of guts. From there, it shouldn't be a difficult second shot. But like I said, find the fairway. You need nerve.
Well, that's not where I wanted to hit it.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. That's well played, and now a good look at birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Dang,
With
this is
authority,
hard.
count it as
Last
a par
hole.
and 2 under. Frank, they dive for golf balls at 17, the Island Green TPC Sawgrass. They're not diving for balls here at 18 at Treasure Island, are they?
Nah, the finishing hole is a par 3. All the way across the lava, you'll find a green.
Frank, this is always such a difficult spot for a golfer. You just hit one out of bounds, you're trying to regroup.
He's going to need to more than regroup now.
So now he's playing his third shot, Frank, after hitting it OB.
A good tee shot, though. So see if he can string a couple of good shots together now.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, how did he do there?
I would say more than the average. Get it inside 20 feet from that distance.
Well, not quite. Didn't hit it firm enough. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on.
Well,
Frank, we know that pirates, they
gun.
pillage and they plunder, but who knew they could
Shoot 65.
play some golf?
Again, even pirates get the clubs out. And they shoot a mean stick,
I'll
Rich.
do one more course.
They certainly do. What a day we had here.
I'll
Frank,
end it off one of my favorites.
I loved it. They certainly do. What a day we had here.
I'll end it off one of my favorites.
I loved it. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Well, every golfer wants to come home, and here we are at the home of golf, the old course at St. Andrews. Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
Yeah, and Rich, this is just a wonderful place to play the game. Every player that's ever sort of learned to swing the golf club, this is the one course they wanted to play. The reason why is because every great this game has ever seen has walked across the walking bridge.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Settles in over the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but the left is always the safe side of the golf course, but the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Second shot, good look at the green.
Should be safely on deck.
And that's how you play the
put
game,
it in.
right there. -1 and early going. Frank, talk about the strategy off the...
You can drive the ball pretty close to this green, Rich. It's shorter than the second hole. Just hit it down the right side, but try and avoid those little pot bunkers.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Has to like that one. Another birdie.
This is one
Get to 2 under par. Frank, the challenge begins to intensify here at the fourth.
Yeah, a bit risky if you try and hit it down the right side. Just about every player I've seen over the years has sort of aired a little bit to the left. That's a safer tee shot, but it does set up a very daunting second.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Setting up for an approach shot here.
Let's go, let's go.
Plus, with Rory, the chat in the locker room, when you hear someone say, I couldn't hit that shot he just hit today, that's when you know you're different.
How about the 2 eagles he made in the final 3 holes Saturday, round 3, on his way to winning the Open Championship in 2014?
That was phenomenal. 16 was virtually unreachable for most of the field. 2 phenomenal shots, and obviously he's in a tussle with Ricky Fowler. And then to top it off, that 5-iron he hit into 18 was just, it never left the flagstick. Yeah, he has that ability just to hit the gas pedal at the right time. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
I failed
Looks like
the
it's going to
mat
be in the rough.
part.
Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
No, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Don't leave it short. Wow. Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Moving on to the par 4 6th hole here at the birthplace of golf. This hole shares a green actually with the 12. How do you work your way around this hole, Frank?
On this course.
Some sort of tee shot. 3 bunkers that look like they're in the left center of the fairway and a series of bunkers down the right. So somehow bisect those, and then you set yourself up to a green with a false front.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up too. You could hit anything from there.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. The birdie. Headed for a handful right now. 4 birdies on the day. Back here at the Open Championship on the 7th hole here at the old course.
Yeah, blind tee shot. This is one hole that really does advantage the long hitter. They can get it very close to this green, but this green has got some amazing undulations in it.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
And it makes the green in regulation. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, I thought that was in. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there.
I shouldn't have moved it.
Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the old course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat, it looks like it's easy, but once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though.
That will be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. And Frank, the Open Championship coming back to the home of golf this summer.
Yeah, and remember, too, the last time it was here, Louis Oosthuizen at the 9th hole, he had no problem driving this par 4. So let's see if you can do the same. If you can carry that last bunker down there, there's every chance that your tee shot can run onto this very flat green.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch, nerve, had it all. He has the bottom of the barrel. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you just got to keep out of your own way.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
About
Good
put that one
chance
in
now
too.
for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Frank, what are we looking at here at the famed par 3 11th at the old course?
Well, the most difficult, there is only 2 par 3s here at the old course, and this one's called high, elevated green, and you've got to fly that bunker that protects the front of the green. That's called the Strath bunker. You really take anything on this green. You make a 2 hit, you'll make a move on the field.
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. And that is 9 under for the day. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St. Andrews in the distance. But
crap, that was way too hard.
Chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done.
Chip
good
and
third
birdie.
shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Moving on now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what's the strategy here?
Once again, to avoid those pot bunkers. The first one is called Nicks, and then the other 2 up ahead, once again, they're called the Coffins. Somehow you've got to go right or left of those or beyond those. If you can go in the exact right position, which is slightly left center, you'll actually have a full view of this green. The left or right of that, then it's a blind second shot.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second.
Well, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. Nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Frank, this is a nice run right here.
Oh, yeah, and this is very makeable, too. Excellent chance for 4 in a row.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, you can actually play this 14th hole by taking a detour to another hole on the front side. Explain.
Yeah, that's the 4th hole. The 4th hole is adjacent to the 14th, and if you're in a little bit of trouble off the tee, there's nothing wrong with playing the 14th as a zigzag style par 5. So that means the drive, if it doesn't go down the right, you go further left and then back to the green. But it's a safer way, but a much longer option.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within
43
2-3
foot
feet.
putt. My longest is a 42.
Always two
I didn't
components
get
to
it
the
there.
long lag putt. The speed, number one, and then the read. He missed out on that second part. But he has it for birdie. Frank, the 15th here at the old course, just a classic example of links golf, where you might be aiming for something that isn't even on the golf course.
Exactly. There's a nice line there. In between the two humps that you can see in front of you off the tee, if you keep looking down, you'll see the church steeple. That's the perfect line for the tee shot. Got to be careful with the second shot coming up. You see the 16th tee and out of bounds to the right of this green, and that little pot bunker that protects the front.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Ooh,
What a
right up
display of
next
shot
to the
making this has
hole.
been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank. Super. He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Well, the bad news is he missed his target by quite a bit. The good news, he's still on the green. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, that hurts. Thought
Well,
he had
I
it.
actually didn't even read what the
Shouldn't be a problem
system
here.
The puddle away. I just guessed and hit it.
13 under on the day. Frank, this is sort of bizarre. You're standing on the tee at the road hole, one of the most famous par fours in the sport, and you're aiming for a hotel?
Well, you're aiming over a series of letters that say the Old Course Hotel. If you can hit it exactly over that U, then you will be in the right place, which hopefully is down the middle of the fairway. You avoid that heather on the left. That bunker up ahead, the road hole bunker, you remember David Duval? He got stuck in there. Years ago, Tommy Nakajima, he could hardly ever get that ball out. And in the end succumbed, I think, to double figures.
Are you kidding me?
So the hole has more than one way to trap you. So stay away from the road and the road hole.
Frank, this is a cross-country putt. He'll have a go at it, though, for birdie. We'll see.
There's no backing down here. This is going to go up and down and all over the place. But a chance to go
Well,
in.
I got it up
Well,
the
there's an
hill.
opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Well, when you stick your tee into the hallowed grounds here on the 18th at the old course at St. Andrews, Frank, you know you're playing a piece of history.
And a chance, too, to finish it off in style, because this par 4 is reachable. A lot of people will aim at the clock tower, which is on the R&A building in the distance. That's a little left of this green. If you feel a little brave and you want to make a hero of yourself, just aim a little further right, exactly where the green is. Avoid the valley of sin, and you might just have a wee dram at the end of the day.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
It's at sneaky distance.
Yeah, hate to
Didn't
miss
read
the
it
short
correctly.
ones. Ouch. So they'll tap in. In for par.
No bogey.
Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.
Well, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And thank you all for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and peace out.